Hello everybody, welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm Sean's Mapping or the Sultanate Empire, and in today's video we are going to be continuing What If Civilization Started Over, episode 22. If you have not seen episodes 21, 20, episodes 20, or episodes 19, I suggest you go check it out so you're all caught up on the current state of affairs of the world. Now, I do have a couple new layers that I do need to show you guys. Of course, here we have the province layer. As you can see, I am mostly done with the province layer. There are just a few outlying countries which need my attention. And that is about it. Whew. Sorry, I was yawning. It is very early in the morning for me. Very, very early in the morning. This is the religious layer. As you can see, Africa is a hellhole of religions. You can look here, and it is definitely a hellhole for religions. You can take with this as you will, but I suggest you look for the future of Africa, as this may or may not have some consequences later on down the line. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, if you guys can catch my drift. It may or may not have some implications for the future, but I'm not gonna say it is, and I'm not gonna say it isn't. But that is that layer. Of course, it's been updated over time, and I haven't been really showing off that layer much, so I decided I might as well do that. And then here we have the formable empires layer. As you may notice, all of these empires are here, and you also may notice certain kingdoms slash empires that are no longer here and that no longer exist. And well, that is because these empires were conquered by other kingdoms and no longer exist. Like, for example, in the last episode, well, in the previous episode, the French went to war with several countries, and they lost several bits of land. And yet, on this map mode, it's still shown as them being one solid empire. Basically, any countries that pop up in these regions. Oh, God. Sorry. Yawned again. Any countries that appear in these areas, so like in Spain, mainland France over here, this part of the UK, this part of like Morocco, Algeria, African part right here, can basically form the French Empire with enough of its own territory. Same can be said with the Orange Team. The Orange Team can come back if it is made possible. This kingdom right here used to be a part of the Orange Team, but they eventually just got so big that they were like, oh, sorry, that they were like, I don't want to be a part of them. I want my own empire. And so they created their own empire. Like so. And you can tell empires that have been dead for a long time are in fact here. Like, for example, the empire of, or the kingdom of Romania, which is right here. This kingdom has been dead for a very long time, but if a country wants to reform it, it can. And I will try and give it, to the best of my abilities, its historical capital of what it used to be. But of course, it still needs to be updated and brought up to its modern standard, as it is in fact does not have the Caspian countries, and it does not have the expansions made by some other countries as well. So I will be having to update that. But anyways, let's get into the video proper, because I've already spent about 4 minutes just blabbling and talking. So let's stop that. In today's video, we are going to see some more exploration and expansion. Let us zoom in to Europe, as we see the Nordics and also, oh god, I really need to stop yawning. As we see the Nordics do a, like Norway primarily, do some exploration going up like this, kind of looking for land to colonize. Sorry, I am recording this video. I am recording this video very early in the morning for me, so I'm tired and other stuff. Yeah, but basically they begin exploring. They find a couple more small grouping of islands. They explore more around the coast. Well, the Welsh and Scottish explore more around the coast of Ireland, not finding anything. They explore more like this, and they eventually find an island. And what island is this? Well, this island is in fact Iceland. They do indeed find Iceland. And they find something else, but they don't go any further because it is really freaking cold. It is extremely cold for them. Like, it is like you have no idea how cold it is for them right now. It is freaking freezing, bro. But besides that, we do see some more exploration out of Asia and Central Asia as the Chinese, alongside a bunch of other kingdoms and countries like Finland, do some exploration like this, kind of exploring all of this area right over here. The Finnish even explore up to discover the rest of that island, but that is all. They keep on going, exploring and discovering all of this stuff right over here. And that is where they stop. And well, the rest of this kind of just be gone with thee. Be gone with thee. And all of this kind of gets explored over over the years. It gets explored. So we're we're starting to near the 1200s, as you know, there's been peace, exploration, of course. And eventually we reach the 1200s. Now let me show you what 1200, like the 1200 year, like 1200 AD or whatnot. We're in the 1200s now. Let me show you what that looks like involving our current explored areas. In three, two, and one. And alrighty, here we are. You can tell there has been quite a bit of expansions. We have Norway claiming Iceland and the small patch of islands that they found. We have Brand expanding very little. We have the Southeast Asian Coalition expanding. Taiwan becoming quite long and expanding like so. We have this Caspian country expanding. We have several new Caspian countries appearing right here. We got these guys expanding. Brandon's allies expanding. The Russians expanded a little. The Moldovans expanded. Got a new country right over here. But we're not done. as there are still more countries. And well, instead of doing my good old snapping move where I snap and then countries appear, which is we all know, which is just me honestly just adding a cut when I snap and timing it perfectly so it makes it, actually look good instead of there just being a silent jump and then everything appears. We all know that. It's not like I have magic powers or anything. Okay. But anyways, let's see, as we will be seeing a country form right over here. Elexu, kind of just going all the way over to the Chinese border, completely cutting off a branch from any more expansion, besides, of course, war. Let me go up over to Japan, as we will be seeing the Japanese claim the southern portion of Sakhalin. We'll see a couple more countries pop up here. Like, for example, we will see a country pop up right around this Russian lake right here. This country has very sharp borders. Their borders are very has a lot of corners. But over a couple years, right? Because before we did the jump, it was about like 11.9. It was or not. It was about 11.76 before the jump, and after the cut or after the jump, it is now 12. So like 76 to 12. Uh, that's something years. But who's keeping count? Am I right? Who's keeping count at this point? So we have a country starting off down here on the border of this one, and then, expanding up to this country, while these guys do some expansion as well into this area over here, kind of like that. Then we have yet another country kind of coming out of left field and kind of forming up off of this border, going like so, and essentially taking all of this land right here. Those colors were way too similar. They might even have been the same color. But we got a country popping up right over here. A This country taking all of this land right here. And well, we will have three more expansions. One, the first country out of the three that will be expanding is this Caspian country right here. I don't like that border. I, in fact, do not like that border. Please, thank you. Delete that. Right there. And actually, we'll make it a skinny border too. So that this country can expand a little more. To make them a little bit bigger. So they're not so tiny, tiny whiny. And they have some land to their name. The second country to do expansion is Moldova. They begin expanding to right about here, and this is their last bits of expansion. After this, they're done because they're going to be cut off. And so is Finland, actually, by the Russians. As the Russians do a major expansion, and honestly, it almost cost them their empire. Should I? Yeah, just leave it. It almost cost them their empire because they take all of this land in the span of like 3 years, which is never good when you do a lot of expanding in a short period of time. So them getting all of that land in 3 years is no bueno. That could have costed them their entire empire. Their entire empire could have collapsed because of their tomfoolery. But that will be it for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed. We did a time skip. That's pretty much the point of this video, to jump us into the 12th century. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, go hit the like button down beneath the video. If you didn't, you can hit the dislike button. Your choice, up to you. But if you also enjoy what I do, besides hitting the like button, you could also subscribe if you want. If you subscribe to my channel, you'll be notified of anytime I upload a new video to my channel, or anytime I post a post on my channel involving the community, or letting you guys know what's going on in my personal life, especially if I can't record for a certain amount of time or a bunch of other stuff. I'm John's Mapping, or the Sultanate Empire. I hope you beautiful ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be, wherever you may live, enjoy the rest of your day or night, and I'll see you